Okay, friends, here's a question for you. What if you could make real progress towards your biggest goals in just 90 days? Think about it. 90 days from now, you could be looking back and seeing all those small steps adding up to big wins for your community. Sounds good, right?
Hey there, I'm Rachel Starr, ex-wedding planner and recovering people pleaser turned your community strategist. And not too long ago, I felt a bit like Angela, planning a Dunder Mifflin party, trying to make things perfect, yet wondering if people would actually show up and enjoy themselves. That's when I discovered the real game changer, community building. It's the key ingredient to everything. Whether you're launching your next course, growing a podcast, or creating a space where people want to connect and engage. Each week, we'll roll up our sleeves and dive into the essentials of community building, from virtual events and workshop planning to fresh, innovative strategies for fostering real connections, all without the party planning committee drama. Whether you're just getting started or ready to level up, you'll find practical tips, expert interviews, and real-world insights to help you craft a community that fuels your next big move. So if you're ready to get inspired and transform the way you build connections, you're in the right place, friends. Let's dive in and master the art of community together.
Welcome back to Your Community Strategist and to part 3 of our goal setting series. I'm Rachel, and if you've been following along, we've already set some solid foundations for 2025. We kicked off with reflecting on 2024, celebrating wins and learning from challenges. Then in episode 2, we turned those insights into SMART goals and broke them down into milestones. Now it's time to bring those goals to life with a 90-day action plan that'll set you up for immediate success in the new year. Think of this as your step-by-step roadmap, a focused plan for the first quarter that makes those big yearly goals feel manageable and achievable. So grab a notebook or open up your favorite project planning tool or even just a note in your phone, and let's dig in. All right. Before we jump into the nuts and bolts of your 90-day plan, let's explore why breaking things down into 90 days is so effective. Annual goals are important for the big picture, but they can feel huge and overwhelming if we don't chunk them down. By focusing on one quarter at a time, you're not only making things more manageable, you're also setting yourself up for real, measurable progress that builds over the year. The 90-day window is ideal because it's long enough to make a difference, but short enough to keep that fire and focus. Think about it. Gives you 3 months to dive into specific goals without getting bogged down. It's like a sprint where you're completely engaged, but with enough time to see results and make adjustments. With a 90-day action plan, you're building momentum right from the start. You're not waiting until year end to see if you hit your targets. Instead, you're making progress and celebrating wins every quarter. And here's the best part. Each 90-day stretch becomes a stepping stone to the next, creating a powerful ripple effect. By the time you're halfway through the year, you'll already be seeing the impact of those small, consistent actions you took early on. Think of each quarter as a mini year. By zooming in and giving each goal the attention it deserves, you'll be able to course correct if needed, celebrate small wins along the way, and stay focused on what matters most. So instead of getting overwhelmed by the entire year, we'll focus on what we can accomplish right now in these first 90 days. With this approach, 2025 won't be about hoping you reach your goals. It'll be about taking steady, strategic steps each quarter to ensure you do it. All right, are you ready to dive in? Let's start crafting a 90-day plan that brings your goals to life one step at a time. All right, let's dig into prioritizing your goals for Q1. Chances are you've mapped out a few SMART goals for the entire year. Maybe you're aiming for growth, higher engagement, or rolling out new community features. But here's the thing, if you try to tackle all your goals at once, it's easy to get spread too thin and lose focus. Instead, we're going to pick 2 or 3 goals to concentrate on for this first quarter, giving them the attention and energy they need to really take root. When choosing your Q1 goals, think about where you can make the most immediate impact. Ask yourself, which goals will set a solid foundation for the rest of the year? Which ones address pressing needs within my community? And finally, which goals will help build momentum to fuel the quarters that follow? Here's a simple example. Let's say one of your yearly goals is to boost community engagement by 20%. To make this happen, you'll need consistent engagement strategies. So, a Q1 priority might be to launch regular weekly discussions or introduce a monthly live event series. Getting these engagement activities up and running now will create a rhythm that keeps members connected and engaged, making the rest of the year smoother. Or maybe one of your major goals is community growth. In that case, Q1 could focus on implementing a referral program that encourages current members to invite their friends. You could also host an introductory event or a free webinar to attract new members, setting the stage for growth right out of the gate. Let's get practical. Take a few minutes now to list your top 2 or 3 goals for Q1. These are the ones that feel most impactful and will help create the strongest foundation for the rest of 2025. To guide your choices, ask yourself the following: which goals will help my community right now? Then, which goals will build the momentum I need for later in the year? And finally, which goals am I most excited about and can realistically commit to in the next 3 months? By focusing on a few high impact goals, you're setting yourself up to make real progress. Remember, this isn't about doing everything at once. It's about choosing the goals that will move the needle the most. With these priorities in place, you'll be ready to build an action plan that keeps you on track one quarter at a time. All right. Now that you've chosen your Q1 goals, it's time to break them down into monthly milestones. Think of these milestones as smaller, actionable steps that move you closer to achieving each goal. By planning out what you want to accomplish each month, you'll create bite sized targets that keep you focused, organized, and making steady progress. When you look at a big goal, it can feel overwhelming or even hard to know where to start. But by dividing each goal into monthly milestones, you're creating a clear roadmap. This helps you avoid procrastination, keeps your efforts focused, and gives you regular points of progress to celebrate. Plus, monthly milestones help you stay adaptable. If something isn't working, you can make changes along the way without waiting until the end of the quarter. Let's walk through an example. Suppose one of your goals for Q1 is to boost community engagement by 10%. Instead of tackling this all at once, break it down into monthly steps that will build engagement gradually. Here's what your milestones could look like. January. Launch a Question of the Week series to spark conversation. Pick questions that are fun, thought provoking, or relevant to your members' interests. This helps kick off engagement by giving members a simple weekly opportunity to participate. February. Host your first monthly live event, like a Q&A or a workshop. Promote it actively in the community and personally invite members who've been active in the Question of the Week series. Live events bring people together in real time, helping members feel more connected and invested in your community. Then in March, introduce a member-led content series, inviting members to share their stories or even host mini sessions. This not only diversifies your content, but also encourages members to take ownership and become active contributors. Member-led content often drives strong engagement because it fosters a sense of community and shared purpose. Each of these milestones brings you closer to your 10% engagement goal, but they also create a layered approach to engagement that keeps things interesting and fresh for your members. If growth is your goal, here's how you might break that down. January, roll out a referral program that incentivizes current members to invite friends. Send a welcome email to new members and highlight your community's benefits to keep them engaged from day one. Then in February, host a free, value-packed webinar that's open to both members and non-members. This helps attract new people and gives potential members a taste of what your community offers. And then in March, share success stories and testimonials on social media to showcase the impact of your community. Feature stories that reflect what potential members are looking for, whether that's support, inspiration, or skill building. Each of these monthly milestones tackles a specific part of your growth strategy, making it easier to measure what works and where to make adjustments. Now it's your turn. For each Q1 goal, jot down specific monthly milestones that will help you stay on track. Here's a checklist to guide you. Start with January. What's your foundational step you can take to kick off this goal? Think of something that's easy to implement but has a direct impact. Then move to February. What can you add to build momentum? Choose a step that builds on January's progress or introduces a new layer. And then wrap up with March. How can you add depth to reach your Q1 goal? This is where you refine and expand, setting you up to either complete the goal or lay the groundwork for Q2. By setting these monthly milestones, you're creating a series of clear, manageable steps that make each goal feel achievable. Plus, with monthly progress points, you'll get a sense of accomplishment and motivation every step of the way. All right, we've broken down our Q1 goals into monthly milestones. And now it's time to zoom in even further by outlining weekly tasks. Think of these as the heartbeat of your action plan, the day-to-day actions that build momentum and create lasting progress. Weekly tasks might seem small on their own, but they're powerful because they keep you consistent, moving steadily towards each monthly milestone. Weekly tasks are where the magic really happens. By committing to specific actions every week, You're not only making progress, you're creating a rhythm for yourself and your community. These tasks give you structure, they build habits, and keep your focus sharp, even when things get busy. So let's look at how you can craft effective weekly tasks for each milestone. Let's say your January milestone for increasing engagement is launching a question of the week series. Here's how you could break that milestone down into weekly tasks. Week one, decide on your questions for the month, aiming for topics that are fun, relevant, and likely to spark responses. Post your first question of the week on Monday. Week two, follow up with members who responded, commented thoughtfully on their answers, and encourage them to expand on or share their experiences. This helps members feel seen and valued. Week three, post a midweek bonus question to test engagement levels with more frequent posting. See if your community responds well to multiple prompts in a week. Week four, send a weekly roundup email featuring highlights from the discussion. This can serve as a reminder to members who may not have participated yet, and it showcases the value of being part of your community. By planning these weekly tasks, you're nurturing a culture of engagement in a structured way. You're also able to monitor what's working and adjust as needed before the month wraps up. If your January milestone is to roll out a referral program, here's how your weekly tasks might look. Week one, finalize the referral program structure and draft clear messaging on how members can participate. Post an announcement in the community. Week two, send out a targeted email to current members, inviting them to participate and highlighting the perks of inviting friends. Week three, share success stories or testimonials from current members who have benefited from the community. This can help motivate members to refer others. Week four, follow up with members who join through referrals, giving them a warm welcome and showing appreciation to the referrer. This reinforces the positive impact of the referral program. When you're crafting your own weekly tasks, here's a checklist to keep things focused and effective. Keep it small and actionable. Weekly tasks should be easy to accomplish. Think of them as bite sized steps that you can complete in a single sitting. Connect tasks to engagement. Plan tasks that actively engage your community, whether it's by responding to comments, sparking discussions, or highlighting member contributions. Set a cadence for consistency. Plan weekly tasks for a specific day or time each week. For example, posting your question of the week every Monday creates predictability for your members. Track and adjust weekly. Make a note of what works each week. If a task is generating great responses, consider repeating it with a twist. If something isn't hitting, tweak your approach. Now it's time to build your own weekly action plan. For each of your monthly milestones, list 3 to 5 weekly tasks that support it. Here are a few questions to help get you started. What actions can you take weekly that build up to your monthly milestone? Number 2, how can you engage members each week to keep them involved in the process? And number 3, which tasks can you make routine to build consistency for yourself and your community? Having this clear list of weekly tasks will keep you organized, moving forward and ready to tackle each milestone with confidence. And remember, these small actions add up. By the end of Q1, you'll be able to look back and see just how much momentum you've created. Once you've built out your action plan with goals and milestones and weekly tasks, there's one final piece to keep you moving forward, and that's regular check ins. These check ins are essential because they allow you to pause, take stock of your progress, make any necessary tweaks, and most importantly, celebrate those small wins along the way. Think of these check ins as your own mini strategy sessions where you can realign with your goals, refine your approach, and recommit to your plan. Setting goals is powerful, but following through is where the real transformation happens. Regular check ins create a rhythm that keeps you accountable and on track. They also give you space to notice what's working and pivot where needed. So you're not waiting until the end of the quarter to realize something isn't hitting the mark. Plus, check ins keep motivation high because they give you a moment to celebrate your wins no matter how small. Your weekly check ins could be short but impactful. They're your chance to review the small tasks you completed over the past week and identify what you'll tackle in the week ahead. Here's a framework to guide your weekly check ins. Number one, review last week's tasks. Did you complete each task? If not, ask yourself what got in the way. Was it a lack of time, resources, or perhaps the task wasn't as clear as it could be? Knowing why something didn't happen is key to making adjustments. Then, identify what's working well. Look for any signs of momentum. Did a specific type of post spark engagement? Did a member reach out with positive feedback? These small wins are important indicators, so make a note of what resonates with your community. And then adjust for next week. Based on what worked or didn't, identify any adjustments you need to make. Maybe there's a task you need to simplify, or perhaps a specific action to focus on more intensely. This is your chance to refine your approach week by week. Last but not least, decide on your top tasks for the upcoming week. Make sure they directly support your monthly milestones and are realistic given your schedule. Okay, I want you to set aside 10 to 15 minutes each week to reflect on these points. Treat it like a mini ritual. It doesn't have to be long, but staying consistent is what matters. Adding this time to your calendar will help you keep the habit strong. Monthly check ins are a bit more in depth and give you a chance to step back and see the bigger picture. Here, you'll review your monthly milestones and evaluate how well you're progressing towards your quarterly goals. This is also where you'll make more significant adjustments if needed. So, when you begin this, you're going to want to review your monthly milestones. Did you hit each milestone? If so, celebrate that. If not, identify what may have held you back. Was it due to external factors, or is there something in your approach that could be refined? Then assess your community impact. What's resonating with your community? Look for patterns in engagement, feedback, or responses. For example, if you're running a question of the week and see great engagement, this is valuable insight into what your community enjoys. And then tweak your monthly plan. Based on your progress and what you're learning about your community, make any necessary adjustments for the next month. Maybe you need to shift a milestone to allow more time, or perhaps you want to double down on a successful approach. Last, again, but not least, reflect and recommit. Take a moment to celebrate your progress, acknowledging the wins, no matter how small. Then recommit to your quarterly goals with a sense of renewed focus and energy for the month ahead. I want you to block out 30 minutes to an hour at the end of each month to complete this review. Make it a priority and treat it like an important meeting with yourself. Grab your notebook, your action plan, and any notes you gathered, and give yourself the space to reflect deeply. Make it non negotiable. Put these check ins on your calendar, treat them like appointments. The more consistent you are, the easier it will be to stay on track and adapt when things don't go as planned. Get a tracking buddy. If accountability is a challenge, find a buddy or an accountability partner who can do regular check ins with you and share your wins, challenges, and any adjustments you plan to make. And then document your progress. Use a notebook or a digital tool to jot down what you've learned from each check in. This running record is incredibly valuable because it helps you spot patterns, learn from your wins and misses, and reflect on how far you've come. So let's set up a rhythm that keeps you connected to your goals all quarter long. Take a moment now to block out time in your calendar for weekly and monthly check ins. By setting these regular moments of reflection, you're giving yourself permission to adapt, grow, and celebrate progress all along the way. Remember, consistency is key. These check ins are where real growth happens. When you know where you're succeeding and where you can improve, you're setting yourself up for a successful 2025, filled with intentional, steady progress. So go ahead, lock in those check in times, and make them a non negotiable part of your routine. And there you have it. You've now crafted a powerful 90-day action plan complete with quarterly goals, monthly milestones, weekly tasks, and regular check ins. By breaking your year down into those focused, manageable steps, you're building a foundation for success, one quarter at a time. Each action you take contributes to the momentum, and you'll start to feel that energy build with every small step forward. This plan is about staying intentional, adaptable, and committed to creating a community experience that truly resonates. Now, if you're feeling inspired and ready to go even deeper into strategic planning and community building, I'd love to invite you to join us in the Strategy Lab. This is a 3-day virtual retreat happening from December 6th through the 8th, where we'll come together to roll up our sleeves and map out a comprehensive plan for 2025. Imagine having dedicated time to not only refine your action plan, but to dive into every detail that supports your community's mission. In the Strategy Lab, we're going beyond just goal setting. We'll be crafting detailed, actionable plans tailored to your unique community's needs. You're going to have the opportunity to deeply align with your community goals, with your mission, ensuring every action you take is intentional and meaningful. We're going to have workshops and practical strategies for growth, engagement, and retention with guidance and feedback. And you'll get to connect with a network of like-minded community builders who understand the challenges and joys of this work. This retreat isn't just about creating a plan, it's about transforming your vision into a roadmap that you're excited to follow every step of the way. And remember, the Strategy Lab is only the beginning. As a member of the Strategic Community Co-op, you'll have ongoing support throughout the entire year. And here's what you can expect as a co-op member. So, quarterly planning sessions every quarter will come together to review, refine, and update your action plans. These sessions keep you on track, adaptable, and connected to your goals. We're going to have all the great resources and templates, get access to tools and resources designed to simplify community building and amplify your impact. And join a network of dedicated community builders who are all working towards similar goals. Share your wins, learn from others' experiences, and stay inspired by the collective momentum. With this level of support, 2025 won't just be about checking off goals, it'll be about growing a thriving, sustainable community that delivers real value. Thank you so much for tuning in to Your Community Strategist. If today's episode helped you feel more prepared and motivated, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with others who are passionate about community building. Every community needs a strong, strategic leader, and I'm thrilled to be part of your journey and making that happen. Remember, each step you take is bringing you closer to creating a space where people feel connected, valued, and inspired. You're not just managing a community, you're building a movement, a place for real impact and meaningful growth. I can't wait to see the incredible progress you all make in Q1 and beyond. So, whether you're joining us for the lab, become part of the co op, or simply following along here on the podcast, know that you're setting yourself up for an extraordinary year. Until next time, keep setting those goals, keep building that momentum, and never forget you have the power to create the community of your dreams. I can't wait to see where this journey takes you in 2025. Until next week, bye, friends.